Welcome to your Cohesion Classroom. In this lesson, we will take a look at how to model addition using the putting together strategy. At the end of this video, you will have access to our tips and takeaways, allowing you to focus on the content being presented. You can always access any of our tips and takeaways from the lesson page before or after watching the lesson. In this lesson, students will be solving addition problems involving situations called putting together, using objects, drawings, and equations. For putting together situations, students will add two groups of items together to find an unknown amount. Putting together scenarios do not involve a specific action like adding two scenarios do. Students will use the term addend to refer to the numbers being added in the equation and the sum to refer to the total amount. To review the adding to strategy, please revisit our lesson, Model Addition Adding To, in the Addition Concepts set of lessons. Let's take a look at an example where students will be asked to solve a putting together type of addition problem. Students may typically see a problem like this, where they are given two groups of objects and asked to write an equation to combine the two groups together. Solving this problem is very similar to solving an adding to type of problem. However, in this problem, there is no action described in the scenario. Nothing is coming to join another group, or no one is getting more of something. There are just two groups of items that can be put together to find a total amount. Students will begin by modeling the scenario using any sort of small objects, like counters, cubes, or any household item that is available. Here we have used counters to model this problem. The first group of counters represents the 4 pink flowers. The second group represents the 5 purple flowers. Ask students questions about what their objects represent from the problem to help them make connections back to the scenario. Then, students can draw a picture of their model to help them write and solve the equation. 4 flowers plus 5 flowers is equal to 9 flowers. Keep in mind that students won't always be given a picture with their problem, so making their own model and drawing their own picture are key steps that shouldn't be skipped. This is how students make a model and solve a putting together type of addition problem. A common error is that students may make their model incorrectly or draw the wrong number of counters to represent the problem. Ask students to tell you what the counters represent from the problem. Have them point to their model or picture and say the numbers out loud, and then ask them to reread the problem to make sure their model or picture matches the problem. To extend this lesson, provide students with problem scenarios where one of the add-ins is missing, but the total amount is given. For example, we could use the same scenario from our earlier example and change it so that we're looking for a missing add-in instead of the total. Students would model the 9 flowers and then show that 4 of them are pink. They could then count the rest of the flowers to see that 5 of them would be purple. Notice how the equation looks a little different. We know 4 is one of the add-ins and 9 is the sum, but students are actually solving for the missing add-in here. To gain a full understanding of this concept, visit the lesson page to review the rest of the Addition Concepts set of lessons. Uniting students and families in learning, we are Cohesion Education. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.